Well, this man has got a lot of strength. Are you surprised how strong Newton is, considering that he's been riding short races on the track recently?
No, I'm not surprised at all. He certainly has got the strength, and you know, that's the whole reason why he's doing well on the track as well with his road training. But this group again, it's Chris Newton. He wants to ride, keep this away from a small group. If he wins the stage and takes the time bonus in front of Wilkinson, then he'll gain that advantage and take the yellow jersey. And I think that's what's going through his mind at the moment.
Well, let's just remind ourselves the man in the yellow jersey is Ian Wilkinson of the Science and Sports squad, 3 seconds ahead of Chris Newton of recycling and 16 seconds ahead of Gordon McCauley. There is literally hardly anything in this race.
There's not at all. It's only going to come down to the time bonuses, and Chris Newton goes again. We're going up the Bine Hill here, and you know, the weather conditions are still difficult for these guys.
Wayne Randall, a tough man, sitting on the back of the group, and they are all back together. I think there's a few riders actually coming up to this front group now.
Yeah, it looks as if the two front groups have now merged together. It looks like Mark Lovett there as well. So we're on the Bine Hill for the last time, and it looks as if it's all come back together.
Rob Sharman's having a pretty hard day out here on the road. The tough man from the KFS squad is suffering a little bit today. The weather conditions, can you suddenly, you know, these guys don't have a lot of fat on them, they're very, very fit. Can you really suffer in these weather conditions?
Oh, terrible, especially in the third day, and you've got you know, a lot of hard climbs in here, and it's Macaulay in the King of the Mountains jersey that's decided to put his foot down and stamp his authority up this Bine Hill.
Well, every time the road goes upwards, Macaulay dances on the pedals. It's almost like this King of the Mountains jersey has made him feel very, very confident indeed. Every time he goes up the climbs, he is getting a gap on everybody else. Newton there in white as the second place overall rider. I'm looking back to see where the yellow jersey is. I think he may have his rain cape on and therefore might be in a black colours. Dean Downing, look at that, he's having a bad day.
Yeah, he was the leader up until this race, and we're just looking for the yellow jersey at the moment, and it's very difficult to see him. He's got his rain cape on, and where is he?
Well, let's just have a little look. You can see riders saying they are finding today's conditions extremely hard. Just picking out, I don't know if the yellow jersey is in here, Brian. Let's just check that he is. We'll go up with the cameras. I don't know if Ian Wilkinson has made this front group. Surely he will have done.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's got the strength to be in this group, but certainly for me, Downing is starting to struggle a wee bit, but we've got a breakaway up here with most of the major contenders, and I certainly think that Wilkinson is there.
Okay, well, we see Gordon McCauley again. He's the man who is dishing out pain to everybody else today. If you don't make this front group now, I think your race may well be over. Everyone looking around, looking for just someone to close the gap. It's extremely tough out here, and Graham Briggs of Recycling tries to go across. This race is getting stretched all over the Scottish countryside.
Well, when you consider there's about 80 or 90 riders started this race, and we're in the last stage of the Girvan 3 day, and we've only got about 20-25 still in contention.
This race has got a magnificent history, and it means a lot to these British riders to win the Girvan. They know that if you can say that you've won the Girvan, you are seen automatically as a real hard man.
Yeah, of course you are. It's not easy at all to win this race. It's constant attacking, constant uphill, and it's really relentless. And in these conditions, it's going to be a tough man that comes out the overall winner here.
Well, McCauley again in the polka dot jersey. He's done a lot of attacking. He's just trying to conserve a bit of energy, and now the rain again starts to patter down on these guys' heads. And McCauley's shaking his head here. He just wants this race to be over.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting a flurry of attacks at the front now. It looks like it's a Rafa Conda rider, Dean Downing, trying to distance himself from the rest of the group.
Ian Wilkinson is in the front group, the leader of this race, the man in the yellow jersey. He's got his rain cape on, keeping himself dry, but Downing now is going on the attack for Rafa Condor. Can this man, surely he can't win a hilly stage. We've seen him dominate in the sprints over the last couple of races in the Premier calendar, and Downing is finding some energy from somewhere.
Yeah, you can see 5 miles to go now, and you can see they're all looking at each other. It just shows you how hard this race is. Everybody's looking around because there's certainly a lot of tired legs in this front group.
Well, certainly Macaulay and Newton and Wilkinson are the 3 riders who will be keeping an eye on each other like a hawk, because at the end of the day there are just a few slender seconds in this race. It is all about time. They turn right, they're in the last 5 miles, we know that. The rain is pouring down. I wonder if Dean Downing is heading away now. Look at that, Downing going out the corner of the picture. A few riders feeling the pace and the pressure of this 72 miles. This man was on the attack early, David Clark. We go up to the front, Dean Downing, number 21. Well, he's had a fantastic Premier Calendar Series so far, and he is asking what his time gap here is. His mouth wide open, pain etched all over this man's face.
Well, we know what he's capable of. He's already won 2, but again, was riders attacking off the front of the second group. Malcolm Elliott flicking his elbow, wanting some help, and it's all about time bonuses. This race is going to come down to time bonuses. When these riders attacking off the front, they're going to take away the time bonuses from the people that may need it.
And that means that Wilkinson will be very happy for this man to go up the road, won't he? 3 kilometres to go. This is going to be a fascinating finish. Is there going to be a flurry of attacks from the second place rider Chris Newton and also Gordon Macaulay?
Looks as if Downey's been caught. He's at the back now. We're turned left at the White Cottage. You know, it's still a lot of people, a lot of flurries off the front, and we're in the last 3 kilometres of this Girvan 3 day. This race is going to be, overall, it's going to come down to this sprint.
Dean Downing shaking his head. I don't know if he has got the energy left to even go for the sprint. 1 mile to go in this Girvan 3 day. We're heading to the finish. Brian, explain the time bonuses on the line.
Well, if Newton wins at any time bonus in the finish and Wilkinson finishes behind him, then he'll win the Girvan 3 day. So it's important that everybody comes to the finish together. They don't want any breakaways.
Okay, well, let's see what happens. Wilkinson has a slender 3-second advantage on Chris Newton. They're turning left. Let's see who wins this overall. They've raced extremely hard for 4 stages. A bit of an attack going on here, Brian.
Yeah, it looks to me as if it's Graham Briggs, and he's taken Downing with him and another rider, 3 riders. Graham Briggs could be taking this important time bonus away from Chris Newton now.
Well, his teammate could be losing him the race. They head now towards the finish. We go up with the camera, very, very quick indeed. And let's just check who this is. Indeed, it's Dean Downing, and it is Graham Briggs who's with him. So Downing now heading towards the line, and Briggs could be losing the race for Chris Newton. Dean Downing opens a sprint up. He's heading up this slight rise into the centre of Girvan, and Briggs is sitting on the wheel of Andy Roach. There goes Graham Briggs. He is going to take the bonus. Downing wins the stage.
Yep, and Briggs takes second place, Andrew Roach in third, and just have a look at the front of the bunch, and it's Chris Newton banging his bars, and a big disappointment.
Well, Graham Briggs sprinting for the line here, the recycling rider. There is Dean Downing taking the stage. Confirmation, Downing wins ahead of Graham Briggs with Andy Roach in third, Chris Newton in fourth. No time bonuses for him. There's confirmation that because of that, Ian Wilkinson of Science and Sport wins the Girvan 3 day. Wilkinson in the final yellow jersey, and here he is.
All very well winning, but on a day like this, wouldn't you rather be doing something else?
In a sick sort of way, it's actually really good. I think you get out there, there's muck flying everywhere, and you got to really get in and grit your teeth. And the R boys come to the front, I think, in this weather. And having said that, everyone that's finished today deserves a medal, because it was pretty manky in places out there. And this weather's cloud were down on hills, and I don't know, couldn't see 20 foot in front of you on tail or, but. It did lift a little bit, and it was drying up a tiny bit towards the end. Just loving it, really, yeah.
Well, I think only the winner enjoyed the conditions today. Confirmation that Chris Newton now leads the Premier Calendar after 3 rounds. We're going to move to Buckinghamshire after a tough race here in Scotland. Please join us. Bye for now.